3, 2, 1. What's going on, everybody? This is the Undefeated by Choice podcast brought to you by Steelfist Fight. I am here with Mr. Dominico Salas. What's going on, man?
How's it going, brother?
Excellent. And if any of you are looking at me thinking, oh, he's wearing the same outfit he was during the Carson
He
interview,
sure is.
it's because I wear the same clothes every single day, so get off my back. Nah, I got 2 interviews today, so I don't expect Dominico to do all the talking this time because my voice is, I'm running out of my voice.
Hey, well, things happen, bro.
Yeah. No, man, I appreciate you driving all the way out here to do the show. First thing I always get to, first thing I care about more than anything in the fight is, do you have a nickname? If you do, where'd you get it? How'd you get it? If you don't, I'm going to give you one.
So, my nickname's Mad Doc.
Okay.
MADDOC.
Okay. Oh, I see it on the shirt. You get the clothing line.
My dad was a biker, so that's actually my middle name.
Oh, really?
So yeah, I got an interesting name, and that's why I started my own T-shirt brand, Mad Doc Clothing.
Yeah. You want to throw any of those this way? I'll wear it. I'll wear it on the show.
Oh, for sure.
I'll wear it on the show.
I'll throw you some.
So Mad Doc. So what is it? Does it actually mean something or?
So my dad was like I said, a biker, so he's always into rock and roll. So he's just Mad Doctor. He's like kind of Doctor Love. That was kind of the thing that my mom told me because my dad's been passed away since I was like 15. But she told me that story a couple years ago. I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because everyone sometimes they're like Mad Dog. I'm like, nah, I'm not like Mad Doctor.
Yeah.
Like your doctor.
Okay, I like it. I like it, man. I like when you get an original nickname, that's what's good.
Yeah.
That's what people remember.
I can never change it now.
Yeah, no, you
I'm
can't.
Stuck with it.
Stick with it forever. And it fits. It fits, and it's your middle name. It's your actual name, man.
I know.
It's your actual name. That's sick. Like you don't get much better than that. So I like it. Well, it's much better than one I was going to give you because if they don't have, if the fighter doesn't have one.
Let me hear this.
Well, so, and this is gonna. So I try to look at the fighter because I don't know you. I've never met you before. So when I know him, it's a lot easier because then there's usually like an inside joke I can go with. But if I don't know him, then I just try to I look at him. When I looked at you, the name, the Conquistador. The Conquistador was the name because you look like a conquistador.
I was expecting more of a Mexican Shrek or something.
No, man. See, if I know you, then I'm gonna say something like that. Okay, so but I wouldn't come right out. If I had known you and I knew that people clowned you or whatever, I would have said, yeah, that's our joke. But I ain't gonna come right out and be ignorant like that. But the Conquistador, man, like I imagine he was like one of those Conquistador hats, like the helmets, like the pointed helmets. Man, you look like a conquistador.
I probably could have been, but I could have also been on the other side, the Aztec side. I'm not. We might.
Yeah. Well, I always go to Spain. That's a Spain from that's a flag from the Spanish country. That's the Basque country right there. That's my heritage. So I always go to the Spanish side.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Not many people know that. That's where my fight nickname came from. The Gadari. It's the Gadari. It's a Basque word for the warrior.
Nice. That's always something that people are like, how do you spell that? What does that mean?
Yeah, no one has a clue what Gadari. And most people just skip right past it. They don't even ask. They're like, I always talk about this nickname stuff and no one asks me about mine. But
you know what I get a lot is when people try to say your name on the fly, even though they know my name and they've asked me and they've said it back to me, they're like, Dominico. And I'm like, just call me Dom, I guess, or Dominico or Nico, whatever, easier.
Yeah. Well, I had to be like, when we started this, I'm like, what do you want me to call you? Dom? Yeah. You're like, no, Dominico. Call me by my name.
Dom, whatever's easy, but people know me by different. People call me D.
Yeah,
they used to call me Big D back in the day when I was.
But all I've ever had is nicknames, and I've got the easiest name. I've got the most common name in the world, Matt. So I've always had nicknames my whole life growing up. So, but the Gadari is the fight name, the stick. But Big Mo is what everybody's called me because my name is Matt Euler. So Big Mo has always been my nickname. That's my whole family.
Big Mo.
Yeah, Big Mo. Fat Mo is what I was for a long time because I used to be big boy. I used to be
remember those days.
Chubby Chubs. Anyways, my dudes. Let's talk about how fight camp's coming along. How's everything going with that?
It's going good, man. Yeah. I'm just been grinding. Just always juggling, just like anything. juggle training, life, trying to make money, and I also teach kids classes at the pit. Okay. So also juggling that. It's it's nice because it keeps me in the gym, but sometimes it's like, I'll leave the gym now. I had the kids yelling at me.
I was going to ask you about that. How'd you get into that? And what's like, first of all, how'd you get into teaching kids classes, and then what's it like? How do you like doing that?
So I was training at UCTC, and then Ramsey, after cornering me and me and my partner, being my boy, friends for so long, he offered me a teaching job at Temple MMA. It was up in Cottonwood Heights. It's not around anymore, but that it was a nice gym. And I started off doing kids classes, and then they gave me a couple other classes here and there. But I was like, yeah, man, it's right by my house. I'll go there and make a couple bucks a day, and then I can hit the gym up too. And then I just became the guy, I guess, dependent guy. People were like, hey man, you cover my shift, blah blah blah. And then they eventually were like, I don't want to do this anymore. Can you just take over my class? And then for basically for a few months, I was running the gym. Like, I ran all classes. I cleaned it. You were the man. I was the man. I was like, and it was just, getting paid okay, but it was definitely a crazy experience because I went from, just being a gym member, having fun, to teaching, to like almost running a whole gym. And I was like, what? All right.
Happened before you know it.
And then one thing is, like, everyone says I was good with the kids. I'm like, oh yeah, it's because I'm a big kid. That's why. I'm rambunctious, I'm loud, and so I guess, just me trying, because when I teach the kids, I try to think, if I was a kid, I would want to have fun, but I also want to learn.
Right.
And so I try to come from an aspect of teaching fun, but sometimes I do gotta crack the whip, and I gotta be. Because my mom didn't play. My mom would have hit me. I mean, I never hit the kids, but I'd be like, hey, sit down, go sit over there, or burpees, 20 burpees, get to it. And then if I see him doing it, then I'm like, all right, back up. 10, 5, whatever that was. But so, it's actually really fun. It's different. It's challenging because everyone has different personalities, and then with kids, it's how do I put it? They're softer, so you just can't be honest and real, like, hey, motherfucker,
get your ass up.
Like a CT Fletcher, like, you can't be like raw and real to a kid. Because some kids, I've raised my voice, and I was like, yeah, good job. I'm like, so you got to work with all kids a little different, treat them a little different, but still kind of be the same, be like, this is what we're doing, and I'm not changing what we're learning, because I'm trying to teach them, boxing, wrestling, just the basics, like I know, because I ain't a master. I am not a master at anything, but I know a little bit of a lot of things, and then that's why I try to teach the kids: hands up, chin down, straight punches, move. This is a shot. This is when you're here. Run through the basics so they're aware of it. So when they become adults, teenagers, and they're looking to go down and continue with the martial arts route, then they're already ahead of a lot of people that are just coming in fresh.
So what you're teaching is an MMA class, right?
Yeah, so it's the pit system, but so my Monday and Tuesdays are my striking days. So I'll do some boxing, kickboxing, and then maybe a little bit of wrestling with the strikes. And then Wednesday and Thursday are my grappling day, so wrestling, jiu-jitsu.
So this is something like it's a newer to have a full just MMA class, because when we grew up, it was you went to a wrestling class, you went to a karate class, you went to you went to a boxing class. Like, there was no just all inclusive. You're gonna learn a punch that sets up for a takedown. You didn't learn that.
No,
we never learned that stuff.
And that's the thing. It's so great now. Kids nowadays get the chance to
do it all.
They get to learn it all. I mean, you can still learn those fundamental karate, and I'm never opposed to a kid, because I had a kid that came from Taekwondo, and his kicks are great. I don't have to teach him kicks, but I have to teach him to keep his hands up and his chin down, because he used to go crazy. So it's great. I mean, one of the great kids that is there, his name's Juan. He's lost over 20 pounds since he got there.
Nice. All sorts of confidence now.
Dude, he's the greatest little kid. I mean, I got a group of kids that are all awesome because they're all individually. I even got kids. They remind me of myself because I was the jokester, loudmouth, you know, and you know I can kind of clown with them a little bit more and give them dirty looks. I'm like, and they're like, "What you look?" I was like, "What you doing? What you do today? Did you go to school? Summer break?" I'm like.
So when you said I played Nintendo all day?
I am saying that because I was on Call of Duty. I saw you.
yeah. No, I was asking Cole Schaefer because he teaches wrestling for young kids, and I'm like, when you're teaching them wrestling, are you trying to are you teaching them wrestling that's eventually going to turn into grappling for MMA? Because just standard wrestling nowadays is almost like your goal is to go to the Olympics or your goal is to become a good wrestler so you can become a good MMA fighter. Like that's almost you have those two routes basically because those are the only two routes you have with wrestling is your goal is to go to the Olympics.
I wish I knew about those routes when I was a kid.
Yeah, your goal is to go to the Olympics or is to become an MMA fighter. I was like, so do you tailor, I mean, because more of them are going to go the MMA route, and he's like, no, it's more standard wrestling. And I was like, oh, so like with what you're doing, it is like everything's going to be going around MMA because that's where everyone's going to go. Unless you're a traditional boxer. I mean, you even got a bunch of Muay Thai fighters that are like, well, I'm going to go to MMA.
Well, hopefully this never happens, but I never want any of my kids or students to be put in a situation with bullies, adults, creeps, that they get held down and they don't know. They know how to punch or they know how to kick, but they don't know how to get out or at least get to a position where they're not in, you know, a bad situation, so to speak. Or they know to yell. They know not to go into a dark alley. So, you know, I'm trying to build things like common sense things. You know, and that's just kind of the thing because, you know, I mean, I don't want to say it's an easier world nowadays because I felt in my days it was hard, but, you know, it's always the same. There's always weirdos. There's always people you got to look out for, and hopefully they never have to use it. And this is what I tell them. I tell them, you know, don't use this on your sister.
Avoid this.
You ever touch your mom, I will, you know.
I'll come over.
Actually, one time a kid yelled at his mom in front of me. I grabbed him by the collar, said, don't you ever yell at her like that. Because I got all serious. Like, I felt my mom in me because I was like, don't you ever. I was like, she pays for you to come here. Be grateful. And I made him sit out for like half the class, and then when he came back in, he's better. But, you know, like, just little things like that. I just want to make sure there's respect. You respect your teachers. You respect mainly your parents and your siblings. And you're not the bully. I don't want to raise bullies. You know, I want people to be able to stand up for kids that are getting bullied, you know? And that's the whole idea. And like with me, it's about an hour-long class. Sometimes I give them, you know, cut them 5 minutes early or whatever. So we'll do like warm-ups, like bear crawl, shrimps, drops, standing, you know, push-ups, cardio, and then we'll go into technique. And then like the last 10, 15 minutes, we'll do like an obstacle course or a freeze tag or something fun. So and then, you know, depending, not all the time, but I'll bring them like a treat. I've even given them money before. It's like, well, what would I want as a kid? It's like, well, I don't like Snickers. I don't like here's $1. Go figure it out.
Go to the store, get it yourself.
And the parents look at me like, dude, you don't need to do that. I'm like, I know. I was like, I'm sure you guys have given them many dollars, but it's not that. It's just, you know, giving them, you know, something that when I was a kid, I would appreciate it. And don't get me wrong, there are some kids like, I have $300. I was like, well, that's why you didn't get the other $1.
What's the youngest you do training there?
So, dude, I have done 4 to 60.
Oh, really? Cool. I was wondering because I got a 3-year-old little girl who's got sneaky hooks.
Well, you know, hooks. and I say 4. I mean, if she's 3 and you know she's listens. And,
she's not there yet.
She's not there yet. She's all right.
But she got sneaky hooks. I'll be sitting there talking, you know, trash to her, and then also, I get caught with the hook. I caught her on video one time with her nephew, and she caught that. She wrestled him down the ground, then she popped back up, and he was getting back up, and she caught him with that Douglas Lima MVP hook as he was getting back up. Pop! and he just went back down. I caught it all on camera. I was so proud of her. I was like, that's my girl.
And then you're like, is this child abuse? No, this America's Funniest Home Videos.
Yeah. No, she's got sneaky. She will definitely 100% learn jiu-jitsu no matter what.
Oh, yeah.
She never has to practice it, but that is, for women, that is the most
especially girls going to go to college, going to get a job.
The most important form of self-defense.
100. Because I have 2 daughters myself. And I also have 2 stepsons, so it's my daughter goes with me and trains. I mean, what I really love about my daughter, she's smarter than I was when I was a kid, and she's really into like not nerdy. She's into her own like anime. She's in her own world. And I love that she can be a kid. Because I had to grow up a little bit quicker than my daughter, so I'm glad she gets to enjoy to be a kid, and she just gets to enjoy that life.
Yeah.
But sometimes I do have to drag her out of the house and drag her, even though she doesn't want to. But I'm like, sweetie,
you gotta learn it.
You got to. And she's like, I know it. I'm like, I know you know it, but just because you think you know it, you still need to practice it.
Yeah.
It's like learning a language. Yep. If you don't speak it all the time, you lose it.
Yep.
So.
Yep. I hate that. I used to speak Spanish. I was working construction. I could around the whole site. I could speak and get everybody everywhere they needed to go and do everything. Now I lost it, man.
See, I never got that blessing. My dad never taught me Spanish. So, I mean, and then most people are like, why don't you learn? I'm like,
because I'm old.
Because I'm old and shit now. And it's like, well, you started fighting. I'm like, touche.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Rosetta Stone. Then it's hard to get your homies just to speak with you in Spanish. And he's like, that's where you really got to learn. But I know my daughters are going to be taking Spanish here because I have a daughter in high school, and my daughter's she's gonna be junior high.
What?
Yeah,
you ain't that old.
I know.
You started young.
So I have a 10-year-old. I have a 15-year-old. I have 2 stepsons. They're 16 and 20, I think. So yeah.
Dang, man, look at you.
Yeah.
Good for you, man. So let's get back to where you said you train at the pit. Who are your training partners? Who's your head coach? Who's getting you ready for this fight?
So my head coach is Ramsey. Everyone knows Ramsey. If you don't know, you better ask somebody.
I already told them how I geeked out on Ramsey. He's one of my. Everyone who watches this podcast knows Claudia Gadelha is my favorite fighter of all time, and number 2 might be Ramsey. She's
beautiful.
Number 2 might be Ramsey.
I don't know how we got on that, but she's definitely beautiful. And then we got Court. That's another general.
Legend.
And then, so my training partners, Nate Kearsling. We got Julian. I'm sure you guys know Julian.
Yes.
And then we got Mitch Ramirez. I mean, I know Mitch personally because I fought Mitch.
I was going to say that. I looked at your record. Was he a part of the team when you fought him?
No, he wasn't.
He came after?
Yeah, but we started training together. And then just like, everyone I train, I fight. I have no ill will.
Right.
Like some of my people were like more mad. They're like, you're training with that Mitch guy, huh? What's going on there? I'm like, dude, whatever, dude. I'm not holding any grudge. He beat me. He was a way better man. He's been wrestling forever, and so he's a great addition to our team.
Yeah, he looked slick in his pro debut. Slick. Very impressed. Very impressed.
Very impressed. And then what was nice is I was cornering someone before, and then I went and in the back and just kind of, because he was in the opposite corner, I just had him punch me in the face, get used to it, really get some extra little shots in, kind of warm up,
Yeah.
And, that I was happy for him. Like, we a team, Even if he wasn't part of the team. Like, it's like we win together, we all grind together.
Yeah.
No matter what, you take something from someone you fight and it makes you better, or it makes you learn somewhere.
Yeah.
So
that's the best part of MMA is I love seeing the build up to a fight and then the fight itself. But my favorite part is after the fight, the respect, the shaking of hands, we went and did it, and then the just the respect that you get. You don't get that in every other sport. You play a football game, game's over, you shake their hands, you're still talking, you still not like them. In MMA, it's different.
Fighting in general. I mean, boxing, I know they talk, but it's like, what you go through. fighting, weight cutting, so there's got to be a level of respect somewhere there, even if you don't like each other. There's got to be all right, well, at least he got in here and he put his money where his mouth was.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
And that's the thing about fighting. That's why I sometimes see guys like in the back and through different events, and they like to be like, "Oh, I'm the best." I'm like, "Not well,
Good luck to you.
I mean, yeah, you should think you're the best.
Yeah.
But also you got to be realistic, and you got to train like you're the best. Like when you train to fight, like I think I'm fighting Kamaru Usman, I'm fighting, champions, and that's why I got to do things I don't want to do, like wrestle, you got to do things you don't want to do.
Yeah.
And that's why we got such a great team, and we got Zula on our team as well. Then we got Warren. I mean, let's see. There's a lot of people on our team. And it's nice because we're always growing. I know Siler's going to be training with us for this next camp, so we're going to have Steve there punching me in the face, getting him ready for his fight. So, I mean, it's always great because, most people have wrestled their entire lives. I mean, Court and Ramsey together have like 30 years.
It's crazy.
I think Court has 20 years alone, a couple black belts, So it's great people to learn from, and there's no ego there. My boy Marco's on the team too. He's great. He just fought for LFA. Didn't go his way, but just like it's the name of the game. It's the fight game.
Yeah.
Doesn't always go the way you want, but we still riding together no matter what.
Yeah.
So,
well, do you find, or do you guys get a lot of people like coming out to your camp because they know Ramsey and Court and Steven are out there and they're trying to rub elbows with them?
Yeah, we've actually had some people from Canada came down just for Ramsey, just knew about him. And shout outs to them. They came out and it was nothing but love for them.
Okay.
I mean, see who else has came. I mean, there's been people from Idaho. I mean, there's a lot of people just because they know Ramsey. And if you ever go through one of his real classes, people realize like, damn, they go hard. I mean, like we're not trying to knock each other out, but it's really a lot of drilling.
Okay.
And like it's like, I guess how it would be in the wrestling room. I didn't wrestle as a kid. I skateboarded. I boxed a little bit, but I didn't wrestle, so I didn't know the grind. But he puts you in that grind, and same thing. If you're drilling the moves and 1, 2, shoot, 1, 2, shoot.
Yeah.
Finish the shot. Things like that. It's you got to burn it into your brain.
So do you? Do you find a lot of those guys that come out and they maybe just want to be around like the UFC guys are like, oh, I can't. I don't want to hang. I don't want to do this. Or what? I mean, because I see your guys' camp, and it usually is when you guys are posting pictures and stuff. It's the same size. It's the same people over and over and over again. And so do you get people coming in and being like, I can't hang, and just bouncing,
you gotta understand the pictures I post. Those are like the real gutter. Yeah, those are like those ain't really for everyone. I mean, if you want to come to class, but this isn't like the beginner's class. This is like those are the classes I had to grow up on to get in, and I had to earn my way into that. Like, I mean, I had to earn my respect because I wasn't just like, I was like, "What's up, Ramsey?" But like when I met Ramsey, I was like 270, 275. Tried out for a fight team.
I know how that is. I was 280, my dude.
And we're not the tallest guys either, so just to let you know, I'm about 5'6".
Yeah, so. Man, we were looking around at that size.
So I remember I couldn't run the mile because of the tryouts. You had to run and then do class. But I've always been a fan. And like I did boxing. I've gone and tried weeks here, weeks there. But when I joined the fight team, I've heard it from people. They said, we didn't think you were going to last. We didn't think... I knew. I wasn't blind. I was like, dude, a fat dude come up in there. He's just trying to be popular and be with everybody. It's like, no, I actually worked, showed up every day, got the shit kicked out of me. And then, the days that I'd work with people that were not good and knowing that they'll show up, and then it would just be Ramsey and Court and Steve. I'd be blessed to have one of them punch me in the face or take me down. And then, eventually Court's like, hey, get over here. And it's like, you know, and then he starts showing you some things, and it's like, you have to earn that.
Yeah,
and
once you show up enough.
Yeah, and I'm sure, you know, it's like that at every gym.
Yeah.
I'm sure you just can't walk in and be like, oh, unless you know someone, you know, you trained with them before. But, you know, when I tell people to start out, if they're ever thinking about starting out, try an open mat. Because there's a lot of those here in Salt Lake. I mean, Salt Lake and Utah in general, there's a lot more people that are starting to do jiu-jitsu. And that kind of gives you an introduction into it.
Yeah.
Now, I always tell people you're new. Say, hey, you know, that just kind of gives you a taste, even if you don't roll.
Yeah.
Try a free class for the one day or the week.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's a nice way, even if it's just a kickboxing class or a jiu-jitsu class, it's a nice, easy way to lose weight.
Yeah.
Because you don't even realize you're losing weight. You're like,
oh, man.
That was the warm-up.
No, I remember cutting weight for my first fight was the easiest thing in the world because I was training 3 times a day. You train or twice a day. You train twice a day, you're going to make weight. You're gonna lose. It's the best workout, best weight loss, anything. I mean, just wrestling alone. Wrestling alone will do it.
People have no idea. People are like, "Oh, wrestling sucks." It's like
it does suck, but that's why it sucks because it's so hard.
I think it's fun. It's interesting because it's like chess. It's like you have to manipulate your body against their body to get them down, and that's the whole point. And I've seen some like look at the Rose. That high crotch that she DC'd and then nope.
Yeah,
finish her.
That was crazy. I mean, anybody who watches her Jessica knows you don't get in that position with her. You don't get up against the fence. You don't let her get a hold of that leg. And Rose, the first time she had a good thought. She had a good thought of going for that arm, but.
Yeah, you never think you're gonna be.
You don't hold on to it when you're upside down.
I've been thrown upside down by a couple of my training partners. I'm like, whoa. And it was when I was heavy. I was like, oh my God. I was like, wow.
Yeah. Once you learn how to use that leverage. But what you said was about coming into the gym and what it takes to actually just become a part of it, become a part of the team is so important because so many people skip that. They think, oh, I want to be a fighter, I want to fight, and they come in and they just want to get right into it right away. But you earned your way onto it. You know, you showed up.
I tried.
You showed up time and time and time and time again. And then that's when, you know, because I have a bunch of people down here that will talk with us and they'll talk with our group and they'll say, you know, oh, I want to come spar with you guys. I want to fight. I want to take a fight. I want to take a fight like in the summer, and it's like January, and I'm like.
Have you been training?
Yeah. I'm like, what have you? I'm like, what? Yeah. I'm like, what?
Are you training now? I mean, there's a lot of those guys out there, and you know, it's. No disrespect to them or anything like that. I mean, those are the guys that are always down. Those are like the barroom brawl. I'll fucking fight anyone, buddy. What are you talking about?
I threw a right hook in high school.
That doesn't translate well when you're actually going against someone that's trained. That when they take you to the ground and you're just flailing and you don't know how to get up, and then this guy, if there wasn't a ref, literally could kill you. Boom, boom, boom. And I mean, I have a couple thoughts. There's always those people says, I could have did it. I could have did it. So I think there's a lot of the guys that go and try to fight and take a fight, even if they lose, and it's like they did it. And that's good. I'm never gonna shit on them for that. But if they want to be considered serious amongst fighters, they need to actually train. They need to be. You have to be loyal to a gym. I mean, you have to build years or months of like working with a trainer. Paying a trainer in privates, or you know, doing things because you become a part of the gym culture. And that's kind of, it's like weird to say. It's like a gym culture. What do you mean, like golds?
It's like, well, 100% though. You have the vibe of the gym. What kind of gym is it? Are you going to be that guy that walks in and you want to go 100%? Yeah, you want to go 100%, and they're like, no, that's not what we do here.
See, I'm stupid. I'll be like, yeah, let's go, guys. Let's go.
Come on, get over here.
But you know, I mean, there are people like that, but you know, usually those people, they get humbled pretty quickly, and that's why they don't train. Because it's hard for a bigger guy, stronger guy from the hood, guy that was strong, guy that did all this thing in his head that he thinks he's the toughest guy, which a lot of people do. and then for them to get choked by a 130-pound chick that's a blue belt, or a dude that's 120 pounds, and his boxing is so fast and you're out of breath. You're like, it's because I mean, there's always excuses, and anyone that's ever gotten to the cage, they're a 1%. They're 1%. If you ever got in there, you have respect. But then, just like anything, there's levels. There's conversations. Are you an all-time great? Are you a Jordan? All right. Well, you made it to your D-League team, and you scored a point. There you go. Let's
I tell people this all the time. I say listen, this is what I did. I say, you can come, you can spar with us, and you can go hard, and then
just know,
and you're going to see
you're going to go as hard as you go.
And you're going to see what happens. You're going to see our speed and our tempo, and then if you step it up, we're going to step it up. And you have to remember, we've been doing this for a while. And I said, but this is how I did it, and you can do it my way, and it's the same way that you did it. I showed up to Foley's, and I was messing around. I was taking the classes. I was learning boxing. I was doing my own workouts there, and finally, after months of being there, Pat Reeves goes, hey, you look athletic. Come up here with us. We want to work. You look like you'd be a good addition to our group.
Exactly.
And I went up there.
You get noticed. People remember you. I've seen this guy a cool time. And he's not like, he's trying. He's applying himself. You notice things like that.
And he knew I was there day after day after day, putting in the work. Same thing you did.
Exactly.
That's what it takes.
So when I went out to watch Ramsey compete in San Francisco at a grappling tournament it was when he signed to PFL. No, right? I don't know. But I went out there and I went and trained at El Nino, San Francisco, Gilbert Melendez, Jake Shields. I mean, those are big deals.
Just a few big names.
I just showed up Friday sparring. I actually drove in and then just went straight to sparring before. I think I may have chucked into the hotel. No, probably not.
Still bags of it in the car.
And so, dude, I went there and I sparred. I got to spar with Leslie Smith. I got to meet my boy Raul. He came and trained with us at the pit. He's from there, but it was great to see another level, but I didn't go in there like I went in there, I took my lickings because, my style, I go forward, and so I did get lit up by a guy that's been boxing, forever. But, I never tried to, take anyone's head off. I tried to be technical, and, when we went to war, it was like a nice... we went to war, but it was like we weren't trying to kill each other. It was more technical, a little hard, and... I got to meet Gilbert Melendez, actually chill with him, talk with him. I met Jake Shields. I actually gave Nate Diaz a fist pound. That's all it was. I wasn't trying to be a groupie because, he sold you. Just give it to him, give him a nod. And he was like, gave me a nod back. I was like, cool. I met Kurt Osiander out there. So I got to meet a lot of cool people. This never would have happened if I would have never did MMA. I would have never supported my boy Ramsey, because I went out there. It was me and my girl. I was like, let's just drive to San Francisco. And it was a great trip. And, and then they gave me little kudos, not like I did good or anything, but he's like, yeah, man, I asked Gilly, it's like, dude, you're more than welcome to come back anytime. So, I mean, it's not like a free, and I told him I'm not trying to be like, let me get it for free. It's like,
but you get the head nod because you went in there, right?
Exactly, you went in there, and that's the thing you got to do. It's like, you got to put in work, and we all got to start somewhere. It doesn't matter what you're doing, whether you're podcasting, whether you're doing sports, whether you're trying to lose weight, you just got to start somewhere and just be consistent.
This show started in a closet at Foley's MMA. Started in a closet.
Now we're in a bigger closet, double-sized closet.
Now doubled up the closet. I went big time. I thought I was big time for a second, then I was like, I better scale back. So then now I got this beautiful.
Oh man, you gotta throw some LED screens and you ever seen Jesus Mero throw up a rainbow?
I could, if I got fancy with some editing, I could do some stuff. Or if I got a little, I need to fill this out. Is what I need
a board that drops funny sound.
A soundboard. I need to get a better their soundboard over here. Eventually we'll work our way up to that.
Hey,
but right now,
you're gonna get the Rogans.
Right now,
you're gonna have
exactly.
the big spot and then the big jam and shooting range.
Exactly.
Growing up.
I keep telling everybody, I'm the poor man's Joe Rogan. I keep telling everybody I'm the poor man's Joe Rogan. I started buzzing my head. I haven't shaved it yet, but I started buzzing it real quick. Yeah, I'm perfectly happy.
Well, I'm on the same shelf as you. It's kind of growing out a little bit. I was gonna shave it before I came, but people were like, oh, his head's so bald. That's weird.
No, I'm perfectly fine being the poor man's Joe Rogan. If I could make a quarter of the money he makes, I'll be happy. So I'm good doing what I'm doing. So man, you got this fight June 28th against Alden Ashcraft. I gave him the nickname Atom Bomb. So Cody, if you're watching, you better give him that nickname because I gave it to him. But so have you been watching film on him? Do you know what you know about him?
I watched a fight or two. I've seen him live.
Okay.
Ooh. So yeah, I mean he's definitely hard hitting. He's a good striker. I'm sure he's good, well-rounded everywhere. Mm-hmm. And he's tall. I know he's like 6'3", 6'4".
He makes. I feel short against him. I stand next to him.
But that's my whole life.
We've been there. We know how to deal with that.
So yeah, I'm expecting a good fight. I hear he's a good dude. So,
how do you see this fight going in your head?
I'm just gonna push pace. I'm just gonna do what I have to do. I always plan for myself to win, but I'm prepared anywhere it goes. So.
All right. So I asked him. I said, "What's your game plan against Dom?" And then I was like, "Well, most people don't want to give their game plan away, so I'm going to guess the game plan. You don't have to say yes. You don't have to say no. Okay?" I guessed his game plan, and he was like, "Oh, okay, yeah." So can I guess your game plan? Like you said, push the pace, get him up against the fence. You're gonna try to weigh heavy on him. You're gonna push the pace, weigh heavy on him.
You call me fat?
No, man, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. I'm saying you're gonna try to. It's that heavy wrestling. Like a light wrestler can still feel heavy on you. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So you're gonna wear him out that way. You're gonna stay close. Gonna keep the distance close. I'm guessing there's gonna be overhands either from the left or the right. One or the other. That's my guess of the game plan. You don't have to say yes or no to that. I'm just
gonna do this.
Okay, watching from the outside, that's all I'm gonna say. Because no one wants to give their game plan away. No one wants to give their game plan away. And when I guessed his, he was just like, okay. So that's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Am I anywhere near?
Oh, probably.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I like my job. I always say, like, how do you see yourself winning this fight? And no one ever likes to answer that because every fighter believes they can win the fight anywhere. But is there anywhere in particular you're like, I know this is what I'm good at. I know this is what I'm best at. And this is what I try to go to. Any part?
Well, I like to strike. I mean, everyone always wants to look for a knockout, but to be honest, I just want to finish it as quickly as possible because it's weird. I never want to actually hurt or cause like long-term damage to my opponent.
Yeah.
So I would just rather finish it as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
And just whatever way that is. And, I never try to get the extra punches. I just want it to be done. I'm like, hey, man, what are you doing? I'm not telling you to do your job, ref, but come on.
Yeah. No, I mean, and that's always, that's the thing is it's an art. It's an art. You're not out there to be a violent person and to hurt someone. If that's your goal in MMA is to actually hurt people, you're not in the right business because it's
more serial killers.
Yeah. You should be on the most wanted list. This is an absolute art form. It's a way for us to show off what we've learned and I always say it's really a dance is what it is. And sometimes you're taking the lead, sometimes they're taking the lead. You generally want to be the leader, but it's a dance is what it is, back and forth. You're filling each other out, and so you're saying I want to get out there, I don't want to hurt anybody, I want to get out as quick as possible. Yeah, that should be the way it should be.
And I may have a different mindset than everyone else out there, so it is what it is.
No,
it's a little different. Some people be like, I ain't come to have some people shake hands. I want to see blood, buddy.
No, the only person I've ever met that says they want to fight. Not that they want to hurt him, but they want to go all rounds to the end. Is Kerry Latimer. That dude he's like, I put in all this work for a fight. I want to fight. He's the only one I've ever met that's been like, I want to go the distance.
I'm a fat kid at heart, so I'm having to cut back on cheeseburgers and tacos. And
how is the weight cut coming?
It's a weight cut.
It is what it is.
What it is.
It is what it is. Well, you got some pros in your corner. I'm sure they got all sorts of tricks and way. The right ways to do it. The right ways to do it, because there's a lot of people out there who are not doing it right, and every time I get fighters on here, I'm always curious on how their weight cut, how they're doing it, so that after the camera shut off, we could have a little talk about how to do it right, because there's a lot of danger in that. That's probably the most dangerous part of the fight game.
Yeah, I agree, and I haven't been always the best in my weight cuts, so I've been on both ends of it, good ones, bad ones,
and the bad ones,
weight, missed weight by like 2 or 3 pounds, so it happens, and it's all about being professional, and it is what it is. Me, I'm contracted. I gotta make 170 on the dot, so I'm trying to make 169 just to make sure that leeway. So when they hit that water hits the mouth, I'm like, people have no idea about weight cuts, and then the just wanting water so bad but you can't, or wanting to eat something so bad but you can't,
and then the joy that you get when you do it.
But don't do it too fast. You get stomach aches. Just FYI for the amateurs doing weight cuts.
My fight was in a casino, so I had the benefit of
cigarette smoke and vodka.
After the fight, no, I had the benefit of having a buffet after, so I just had all the food. Nice. I had all the food in front of me I just had my pick of the litter, but I ate super clean after that. It was like chicken and because I didn't want to put all that junk in me.
See, I've been going to like a steakhouse, and I'll get like a steak.
That's great.
Like a sweet potato or mashed potato, some vegetables, maybe some pasta, just something. That's like, man, that's what I look forward to. And then they're like, would you like water? I'm like, bring the gallon guzzler, the big redneck guzzler.
Yeah, that's what I want.
I want a liter of water.
Yeah. Now, when I see people go crazy, I'm like, you did all that, and now you're going to put all that junk in your body. That's going to show tomorrow. You're going to feel that tomorrow. But my weakness was Skittles. Oh, I had a giant bag of Skittles, and I was just...
And it's so crazy, because when you eat healthy and then you decide to eat shitty, your body hates it, then you're like, and your body can get used to it, like if you go back to just being but it's so crazy, like we will totally just eat shit food for the temporary comfort of the mouth pleasure, and then you're like, why am I fat, or why do I have diabetes? It's like, well, you ate 6 Snickers because of the mouth pleasure, and they're like, but they were good.
It's a strange thing we do to our bodies. So this is I think I saw on your record, this is your 3rd fight with Steelfist.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
You've been fighting a little bit for another organization, but that's all right. We'll forgive you. We'll forgive you. We'll forgive you.
I never turn down a fight, but it's usually whoever gets me first kind of thing. That's why usually after fights, I'm like, all right, get in this back room right now.
We'll do better at get better at getting your fights for Steelfist. But since this is a Steelfist podcast, how have you liked fighting for the organization? What are we doing good? What could we do better? What are you seeing?
I love Steelfist. I think just one thing I want to see is more screen so everyone can see. Okay. And highlights of when someone gets knocked out after fights, because people are like, oh my God, I was totally on my phone. It's like,
so that's Nate. Okay. My boy.
It's on. I'm just speaking for the consumer. We want instant replays on knockouts and finishes at fights, or maybe just little highlights. I know that might be expensive in the budget, but
I don't know if it's a budget thing, but it's a technical thing. Well, I know Nate can handle this. I know Nate. Get on that.
You got this.
Me and Kevin were just talking about last week or last fight card about actually putting a clock up on, because there's no clock, so they don't know the time And the fans don't know how much time's left in the round. So we talked about doing that, and so that's one thing. So we're looking to step our game up.
So it's like the Disneyland. It's all about the details.
It is. It is.
And to be honest, you guys have the best. Like, I love the Union Event Center, dude. That just the floor is great. The upstairs is great. And you know.
Yeah, I keep telling people, like, all these new fans.
It's in Rose Park.
It's in the right spot. No, I keep telling everybody it's the best venue you're gonna go to. Everywhere is a good spot. 90% of the spots is a good spot to sit and watch the fights, and then just the way they have the upstairs and downstairs and everything feels kind of close. You know, when you get to the Golden Spike Arena, it's so huge. You know, you're sitting so far away, you can't even see the
This
fight,
is more intimate, and it's dark, and so I really love that. I think everything else is good. Get back on local TV. A lot of people say.
Yeah, a lot of people like
They're
that.
like, I remember watching you on Fox on Sunday nights.
Yeah, that's where I grew up. That's how I grew up watching the Ultimate Combat Experience. That's where I got into MMA. I was watching it in my basement and telling my dad, Dad, I think I want to try fighting. And he's like, I think you're an idiot. Yeah, that was his response. I think you're an idiot. He don't support it. He didn't come to my fight. He was like, nope, I'm not going to support this. I was like, all right. He came to all my football games, so it's not that he don't support me. It's just he don't.
He says shots fired.
He don't. But getting back on local TV. You know, that's Kevin and Pat. That's Kevin and Pat.
Sorry, I put you on blast there, but
that's Kevin and Pat still. That's Kevin and Pat still.
But Steelfist is one of the best in Utah. The thing is, no one's cranking out like Steelfist is.
Yeah.
Consistent. What we talk about training, consistency is key.
Yep.
So when you're consistent, and if it's always at the same spot, people are like, hey, that's not Steelfist, you know? I get people that come after the fights, they're from Logan. I mean, they're always from everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. Some people come up to me like, hey, you fought. I'm like, no, that was my brother. It wasn't me.
No, I've been telling people, I've been telling everybody straight up, like, there's no secret of what my role of what I'm trying to create with Steelfist is I no longer want people to think that there's another step before you go to the big leagues. I want people to know that you fight for Steelfist, and the next step is the big leagues. The next step is the UFC. The next step is Bellator. The next step, and I don't want people to have to, PFL. I don't want people to have to be like, well, I need to fight for LFA, or I have to fight for this, or I have to go fight for Tough Enough, or I have to go fight. I want people, but it's a matter of getting to that point.
Yeah.
It's a matter of getting to that point to where Utah is on the map. And I just want to put Utah on the map. So that's our goal. That's our main goal. And so that's why I'm always asking, what can we do better?
Well, we on our way, baby. We got a lot of good fighters.
Put us on the map. We do have a lot of good fighters. And now Steelfist is actually taking the charge to really push women's MMA in Utah.
That's why I love about Steelfist. And so many women fight.
Yeah, we want even more. We're doing a whole thing with Sula and Caitlin and Jocelyn and Tandy. We're doing this whole thing project with them to try to really build up, because
exclusives.
Dropping it here on your episode, and I haven't brought this up on anyone else's episode, but so now you push everyone to watch this one. But no, we're really trying to do a lot for you guys. I mean, this is your guys' platform. This is where you guys are here to shine. I mean, it's all about the athletes, it's all about the fighters. So why not give all of you the best opportunity to make it to the next level, to do the next big thing, to make that money, to do this for a living? You're not the promotions who don't put a lot of time into you guys and don't put a lot of effort into you guys. Like, what's the point of it for them to make a couple bucks? No, if you guys are winning, you guys are succeeding, you guys are getting noticed, everyone wins.
Everyone wins, exactly.
So that's our goal. That's why we do what we do. So now we're at the part of the show where we do a little bit of trash talking. Now, you seem like the person who, when you know somebody, you're a good trash talker. Like, I feel like when you're with your dudes, you guys get some good trash talk going back and forth.
We're the worst. We're like 12-year-olds.
But you, Alden, good dudes, and I don't think you could. most trash talk is manufactured. It's fake. So when I do this trash talk segment, it's absolutely the most manufactured and fake.
It is not. It is not general, my friend.
The most scripted you can get. I'm literally pulling it off the internet. It's generated. It's just 4 words that it just kind of puts together and gives you the fakest trash talk of all time. So generally what people will say is like, you'd say like, on June 28th, I'm going to beat Alden Ashcraft because he's and then you say the 4 words that this generates. And then that's it. That's all the trash talking you do.
Right,
so what it is, you're going to press that red button there in the middle, and then it's going to come up with 4 words up there up at the top. And they're going to be stupid, and it's probably not going to make sense. Although the one that it generated for you on his episode was actually pretty hilarious. It got me to laugh pretty hard. So
on June 28th, I'm going to beat Alden because he's a duck smelling beaver nibbler.
See,
that's nice because of my dyslexia. I just had to go right across.
It does it right across. Duck smelling beaver nibbler.
Yeah, I probably said nibbler. So.
You did say nibbler.
Hey, I made up a word.
He is a nibbler.
Almost the 75% is still passing, right?
Hey, I'm gonna give you a pass on that. That's some good trash talk. Man, do you have any besides your own clothing brand? Do you have any other sponsors or anybody you want to thank?
So I do. I actually just got a couple sponsors. Utah Flooring and Design. They sponsored me for this fight. The Smokehouse SLC. Want to give a shout out to, of course, the Pit. US Cryotherapy. They're great over there on 21st and
freezing
17th.
cold.
Dude, it's great. They have a bunch of different machines. Go. If you're ever hurting, go there.
I'll take all the heat ones. I'll take all the warm stuff, but don't come out.
I recommend one of my gym guys that go to the gym, and he's an older guy, and he went there. He's like, dude, listen, there's no Pieces by Art, my boy that blows glass pennant art. Pieces by Art on Instagram. My girl Carmen's Trusted Realty. She's a realtor, so if you're looking for a house, sick of paying rent, next year goes up and up, let's get you into a house so it's always consistent, and then you got something in your pocket, something to leave your kids.
Oh man, it's a good salesman, man.
I'm alright. But and then shout outs to a couple of my boys that are going to be doing hats. They'll make your own hats down at Arts Fest this coming weekend. Not this weekend, obviously, but next weekend. So if you want to get a hat made, go check them out. They're at the Urban Arts area of the...
Tell them to get at me. I'm always wearing hats. I'm always sporting a hat.
There we go. And shout outs to Steelfist. Thank you for having me on. I really appreciate this.
Being here, man.
Because I'm a little weird. Make obscene little jokes in the background.
No, man, I love it. We love having you, brother.
And then, I think that's about it. And, hold on. My mom, first thing, because if you don't say mama, she'll tell you something. So shout outs to moms. I love you.
That's the first shout out to a mama on this episode. On this show.
Shots fired.
Oh,
shots fired.
We're so many episodes deep, and I think you're the first one to thank your mom.
Well, and of course, Father's Day, RIP to my pops. Passed away when I was younger, but we won't get into that. We'll save that for episode 2.
Yeah, when you come back, when you come back in your pro debut, maybe.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, I was totally on Alden's episode. I kept saying this was your guys' pro debut, and then finally he's like, this isn't the pro debut, man.
No, we're not head kicking and elbowing yet.
And I was like, what? And he's like, it's for the belt, and I was like, oh, and there was a whole story, and I explained on that episode why I thought it was your guys' pro debut, but I apologize for thinking it was your pro debut. There was a story behind it. It wasn't me just...
If we were going pro, I bet that'd be great for Alden because he's so tall. He'd throw them head like,
It wasn't me just saying that. There's a reason behind me thinking that, but I apologize. This is for the belt though.
Yeah, this is for
the belt. We haven't even said that yet. This is for the belt.
No, we haven't said that, but
you're about to go get that belt.
That's what we're working towards, baby.
Right.
That's what we do.
That's right. All right, my man. Thank you so much for being on the show. Everybody, look this episode up on iTunes, iHeartRadio, YouTube under the Undefeated by Choice.
Get it.
You can find the Steelfist Instagram page, Steelfist Fight Night, and on Facebook, Steelfist. Oh, sorry, my bad. I'm getting ahead of myself. Instagram's Steelfist Fight. Facebook is Steel Fist Fight Night. There we go.
All right.
There we go. Got to get it right.
Steel Fist Fight.
See, I don't even
Facebook Steel Fist Fight Night. He's going off the dome.
I don't write this stuff down, so everything everything at the very end, I'm like trying to spit it out as fast as I can because if it's in my mind, it leaves real quick.
Yeah, I got that same problem. But shout outs to all my boys on 9th and 9th Skate Park in Glendale, Rose Park, West Valley, Kearns. Come out, come support your boy. We getting it, baby.
There you go. All right, everybody, be good to yourself, be good to each other. I love you.